Okay, so let's go over SolidWorks Practice Problem 1.2. Now, I'm not going to time myself on this one. I want to talk more about how you would actually go about solving this problem. Because whoever did this, whoever designed this problem, is a little bit tricky. And before we start, I want you to think about how exactly you would solve this. All right, so normally what I would do is I'd break this down a little bit, and I would actually break it up into a block like this as its own feature, extrude that out, and then likewise for these other little features. It helps make things modular and more controlled, right? And then I would do these cuts and finally the circles on top. It's like my immediate thought and approach when I see this. However, there is a problem. Let me know if you can see it. The problem is that we don't actually know where this line here, this angled line, really sits. We haven't been given the full, well, we've been given the full dimensions, but we haven't been given an easy set of dimensions to say this is where it starts and this is where it ends. We know the height of this point. We don't actually know the height of this point, and we also don't know its full width at the top there. All that we've really got is this angle here and a start offset, but none of those things actually place where that line is. You could still solve that line here or a couple other places, right? And the thing that actually solves it is when we come up, and across again, this point here where it intersects with that line is defining where that angled line sits. Now, because of that, you actually have to draw this whole thing in as a single feature or at least a single base sketch to know where everything kind of sits. All right, I hope that makes sense. Let's get started with actually drawing it. So our origin, as you can see, is in the bottom corner. And like I said, I'd normally break this up, but the way that it's been devised, I think as a bit of a test, is to make you think about how to actually define where the placement particularly of this front leading edge here is. And although it's not directly stated that these two lines are perpendicular, we do kind of know that because of this projected view up here. That section AA, as you can see the dotted lines below it, just here, you got to imagine that you're looking from that direction, looking down onto it in the direction that the A arrows are pointing, and that results in this view, right? Okay, so with that information all in mind, let's start giving it some dimensions. So this one here is 8. This one here is double that at 16, 24. And you can see I'm not going off script here. I'm literally just typing in what's in the dimensions, right? This one here is 18. We've got an angle. If you click on any angle that isn't really parallel to another, SolidWorks is smart enough to know that you mean an angle. 65 degrees in this case. And you can see how, like I was talking about before, this black line indicates that it's fully defined. Let's take away this coincident made here, and you can see that it's no longer defined. It could be in a bunch of locations, right? So that's what I was saying before. The definition of where this leading edge is actually driven by this little stepping feature going on there, right? All right, finally, we can put a height to this as 58 to that uppermost point. I'll recombine this with a coincident mate. Actually, I might have gone a little bit overboard here because I don't really need this line, do I? I can just bring this back up, you see, and then extrude it out. We'll get most of our shape here, 28. All right, from there, I will do just a little sketch on this front plane, make sure that I'm looking straight at it. And then I can redraw in those lines that I really just got rid of. I know this seems a bit back and forth, but it is a good way of illustrating to you the way to think about this problem, making sure that these two are collinear. I can just bring this all the way out to make sure that I cut the whole thing, right? And then execute that cut. SolidWorks is great at maths, would you believe? So you can actually type 28 minus 18 into the input for the cut distance, and it will work out what that is, 10 mil, and it will perform that cut for you. While I'm here, I may as well do all my cuts at once. Once again, I can come to the right plane, do a new sketch, draw a line down. It happens to be parallel to this line, so we can just click those two, make them parallel, and I want to make that distance, make sure that both these lines are parallel, in fact. Then I can make sure that this distance is 5 mil as per my diagram. Now, if we look at the section AA, we can see that the top piece here, which corresponds to up here, is 15 mil across. So that's from here to here. And the depth of the slit is 35. I just want to do one little line up the top just to connect. Now I can do my extrude cut, making sure it's through all, and you can get a sense of the direction. If it's pointing in the wrong direction, you just click this flip direction arrow buttons up here, and that will cut through all. Finally, we need to do our little circles on top up here. Now, if you're wondering how exactly we're going to do that, what you want to do is rotate around, click on this face, right click on it, go sketch. And then any sketch that you perform on that face will be right on it, as you can see like that. We do want two of them. One thing we can do is do a center line. And basically when you hover over either of these edges, you'll see this little yellow dot. That's a midpoint. And if you click on that and click on the other one up the top edge, you get a center line right down the middle. We can highlight both those, select both those, and go mirror entities. And because there's this one dotted line, SolidWorks knows that you want to mirror the circle over. And then any way that you change one circle will affect the other circle, which is very handy. Those circles have a diameter of 6 millimeters. In case you're wondering what that TYP means on the end of the 6 up here, that means typical. And basically what that is saying is for any like feature, it is the 6 millimeters, right? So it means this circle is also 6. Okay, a couple more things. This distance here should be 7.5, and this distance from here to here should be 7. So don't try and invent your own dimensions of things. Best thing is to enter in what you know directly from the technical drawing. We can then extrude this up by 6 mil, take it off, and we should have a volume of 70039 millimeters cubed. Let's have a look. Go to evaluate, mass properties. We're a little off by the looks of it. So let's try and figure out what's going on here. Okay, I think this is it. I think I just put 35 instead of 36 in there. Let's rebuild and try again. That's better. The mine's 0.2 over, but I'm assuming that they are rounding it down, right? So there you go. Give this a practice yourself, guys. I want to know what time that you get. I'll do a bit of a speed run now so you can see how quickly I can do it potentially. Although I'm cheating a little bit, so I kind of already know how I'm going to do it, but speed run it yourself and see how quick you can get. All right, 3, 2, 1, and start. So let's go to that right plane, do a sketch. Let's come on up here. One, whoops, I missed a little crucial line there, but that's okay. We'll hopefully pick it back up. Over. It's just accidentally not making this vertex. It's a very big mistake. Gonna make this angle, already choking under the pressure, 63. Make this 16. This one 24, 16, 18. Top dimension here is 58, and down the bottom 78. Finally, this guy is vertical, and we're going to go features, extrude. I'm gonna make this 28. And do another sketch on this face here. Come over. I do happen to know that that's halfway through, so cheat a little bit. I'll put a dimension there, which will fully define this straight away. Come over, try and, I didn't quite get it. Gonna try and get it right above that point. Features, extrude, cut, and I want to cut away 10 mil. Find 10 mil, come to the side once again, going to do a sneaky little single, well actually no I won't. I was going to do what's called a thin feature, but I feel like that would be harder to work out where it is. I'm racing here, so let's just keep it simple. 15 mil, not going to stuff this one up again, that was 36, this one was 5. Good, I can go features, extrude cut, make sure it is through all, done. Click up here, do another sketch, circle, little center line. So you'll see that I'm really just repeating what I was going through slowly before. It's nothing special. Gotta make sure that this guy is vertical though. It's got me there. Make sure that this is 7 mil, make sure that this is 7.5. I want to make sure that this is 6 mil in diameter, not in radius, in diameter. Let's extrude it out, and we want 6 mil, and we are done. What do I get? 3.5 minutes, I think. Let's make sure that my dimensions are actually correct, though. I got it wrong. Thought it was 63, it's 65. All right, that's better. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't race through important work. Make sure you check your dimensions. Anyway, give it a try. Let me know what time you got. Let me know if you can get under 3.5 minutes.